All right, we're going to continue with our post-race media availabilities. For today's Gander Outdoors 400, we are beginning to be joined by members of our race-winning team, which is the number 18 M&M's Caramel Toyota. We are joined right now by our crew chief, Adam Stevens. Adam, we are going to start off with a question from the press box. This comes from Reed Spencer with the NASCAR Wire Service. Was it a group decision to pit all 5 Toyotas before the end of Stage 2, and do you think that changed the course of the race?
It definitely changed the course of the race. Is this thing on? You guys got me? But no, it was not a group decision. I think everybody was doing what was best for their teams individually, and it was just so hard to get track position. That seemed like the best call to do it.
All right, we will continue with questions. We'll come up here to Jerry, then we'll go to Bob.
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net and PRN. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
You're getting used to this, I guess. What were you thinking at the start of the race when you guys were in the back? And obviously yesterday with the qualifying issues to come out here with this win, it's a pretty big deal.
Well, I mean, you're always thinking you have a chance to win. You know, we have Joe Gibbs Racing Equipment. We have Mars backing us, and we have Kyle Busch driving. I know if I do my job and keep my team focused that we'll have a chance to win. So, you know, practice and qualifying don't really play into the mental aspect of that at all, you know. So I had high hopes we were going to have a good car, and we did. So, you know, we made quick work up there to the top 10, and once you get in the top 10, it's just a regular race from there.
And we are also joined by team owner Joe Gibbs. Before we continue on with questions, we'll go to Bob.
Bob Pockers, ESPN. I have one for each. First, Adam, were you worried that the car wouldn't have the speed after whatever changes you had to make to get through tech last night?
Not really. The issues that we had in tech, the reason we failed was completely my oversight. There's a rule with a number of fans that you're allowed to have to cool the tires and brakes, and I didn't misread it. I just neglected to read it, and it says plain as day that you can only have one, and when you have two, you're outside of the rules. They can point to it and tell you, and you say, oh, yeah, I'm an idiot. So, you know, you fix it and you move on. But, you know, you were on post-race tolerance post-qualifying, and then we had to go to pre-race tolerance for some of the chassis measurements, but I wasn't really concerned that it was going to affect the speed of our car. I was gravely concerned that it was going to hurt our pit selection and have a negative impact on us every time we came down pit road. But the speed of the car, not so much.
And for Joe, Kyle ties Tony for the number of wins. Are they any at all alike? Is there anything that you compare them, or are they just totally different?
I think they're a lot alike, to be truthful. I think they've always got things going. I think they won race cars every night. I think that's very similar for both of them. I think the difference is, you know, Kyle now having the baby and Sam and Brexton, I think he's taken a different path. But when they get in a race car, I think both of them, you know, are very talented, driven, want to go to the front, and I haven't seen him, I don't think, a weekend ever where he hasn't been that way. And both of them are real talented, that's for sure. So appreciate everybody, Toyota, our partners there, Interstate Batteries and Mars, M&M's. I appreciate Adam and all the hard work. Everybody back home, JD, everybody back at the race shop. We try and have a little celebration on Mondays when we win so that they get some kind of a celebration because they're never with us here. So I appreciate everybody back home that working on the cars and all the things that they do back there to get us to the racetrack.
We'll go to John in the front. We'll take a question from the press box, and then we'll return back down here.
John Haverland, ESPN Albuquerque. For you, Coach Gibbs, obviously Kyle is a veteran and established and a former champion, but how good was it to see your two younger drivers finally crack the top 5, and you know they all kind of dove 3 wide into that turn on the restart?
Yeah, let me say this, that scared me. I'm not sure about that as far as wisdom goes, but no, I was really pleased. I think Eric has really got on a roll, and for about the last 7 weeks or so has really stepped up and been top 10s and going after it and getting that win at Daytona. And I think Daniel's just fought so hard each and every week. It seemed like something would happen to us. It just would take him out of contention, out of the top 10. And it was great to see him have a day like today. Everybody, pit crew and everything with the 19 car, and Daniel drove the hang out of it, and really proud of them, both young guys. And Stanley, I had a chance to call them. Stanley Black and Decker had a chance to call Jim Lurie. Great partners. They're going to be taking a whole car next year for us, which is going to be a huge deal. We're coming out with Craftsman here in a few weeks, and so it's a big deal for us.
Stanley's sponsoring the car for the whole season.
Yeah, they'll have the car. They'll be the major sponsor next year. Well, it'll right now it's probably going to be with Eric.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
I have a question for Coach from the press box. This comes from Justin Malillo with the Racing Experts. Coach, besides Kyle winning, all 4 of your cars finished in the top 10 today, and they all led laps as well. How much of a confidence booster is this for your entire team moving into the final 5 regular season races of the season? And do you think a day like today will help Denny or Daniel get closer to victory lane before the regular season ends?
Yeah, I sure hope so. I think Daniel gave it everything he had today. We keep waiting for Denny to hit it, and I really appreciated today. I felt like all 4 of our cars were strong, and it's great because this is a big horsepower deal, thanks to Toyota, and our cars ran extremely well today. We're really proud, and big day for us, and I think it does give you a lot of confidence going forward and getting ready for the chase. Yeah, I think it helps a lot.
Coach, we have another question from the press box for you from Matthew Meyer with CBS Sports. Your 4 drivers all finished in the top 10 with Kyle taking the checkered flag and Daniel finishing second. As a team owner, what does having all 4 of your drivers finish in the top 10 do for your shop throughout the upcoming race week?
Well, everybody at our shop, you know, when we're back home, everybody is one big team. So everybody works on all 4 cars. And so we have a bonus program, and everybody shares in that bonus based on how we do on the weekend. So everybody's motivated. It's a huge deal for us, and all of our people there across the board are working as hard as they can. And it's kind of amazing to me, you know, that when you get to the racetrack, we just don't have a lot of issues, you know, when we get to the racetrack. By that, I mean issues with the car, mechanically. And so it's a big deal. The preparation, everything's a big deal. And staying on top of this, we're racing against the best people in the world that race cars. And we have great organizations we go against. And it's a huge deal when you can get all 4 of your cars for a weekend performing well.
All right, we'll come up here to Scott in the front.